Hello Bama fans! Alabama is projected to be the second best in ESPN's rankings? Wow! Let's take a closer look at that. But first, subscribe to the channel to receive more Alabama news. Alabama football is back on the path its fans love so much, the elite of American college football. After a 2024 season marked by difficulties and challenges, the Crimson Tide now ranks second in ESPN's post-spring SP Plus projections, behind only Ohio State. It's a clear sign that, under Kalen DeBoer, the program is rebuilding quickly and points to a different future, especially in 2025. This position in the rankings is not just a number, it reflects the careful and strategic work that has been done within the program. Alabama returns 14 starters next season, 6 on offense and 8 on defense, and that already indicates a solid core to build something special. While the team's offensive output ranked 57th with a 59% return rate, the defense appears to be one of the team's biggest assets, ranking 13th overall with a 69% return rate. That balance of experience and defensive strength will be crucial to the Tide's success in the coming months. Kalen DeBoer, in his second year at the helm of the program, appears to be molding Alabama to his vision. His first year was inevitably a transitional period after a difficult season, but projections indicate he's on the right track. The Crimson Tide has the best odds among SEC teams to finish the 2025 season with a 10-2 record or better, at 65% probability, according to ESPN. That puts Alabama fourth in that category, behind only Penn State, Ohio State, and Oregon. For Tide fans, these numbers are a relief and proof that the program is ready to return to the top. Another important point highlighted in the SP Plus projections is the strength of Alabama's schedule, which appears in 11th position. The duel against Oklahoma, scheduled for November in Tuscaloosa, promises to be one of the most anticipated games of the season. In addition, the fact that there are 4 SEC teams in the top 10 in the rankings, including rivals such as Georgia and Tennessee, reinforces how competitive the path will be for the Crimson Tide. However, this competitiveness does not scare anyone in Tuscaloosa. On the contrary, it is exactly this type of challenge that makes Alabama grow and become even stronger. Recruiting has also been a key piece in the program's rebirth. Recent recruiting rankings show that Alabama continues to attract high-level talent, ensuring that the holes left by important losses are filled with players capable of keeping the Tide's legacy intact. Furthermore, the smart management of transfers has been a differentiator, something that SP Plus recognizes when considering the impact of these moves on the current college football scenario. Although Alabama is not at the top of the projections at the moment, occupying the second place is a symbolic victory for the program. It is an acknowledgement that, even after a difficult year, the Crimson Tide remains a national powerhouse, with the ability to compete for the biggest titles. And, when it comes to Alabama, everyone knows that the ultimate goal is never simply to be among the best, it is to be the best. For Tide fans, there is plenty of reason for optimism. The SP Plus projections are not just cold numbers, they tell a story of resilience, strategy, and renewal. In 2025, Alabama has everything to regain the prestige that has always accompanied the program, showing that the difficult times served as fuel for a triumphant return. Let's go! Nolan Wilson, one of the most promising defensive linemen in the 2026 class, has named Alabama in his top 5. An achievement that speaks volumes about the tireless work of the coaching staff led by Kalen DeBoer. Coming out of Picayune Memorial High School, Wilson is a raw talent who combines speed, power, and an almost instinctive ability to turn plays into opportunities. For Tide fans, this news is yet another reason to believe that the future in Tuscaloosa is different. When Wilson announced his top 5 on Thursday, including Alabama alongside Auburn, Florida, Miami and Ole Miss, it wasn't exactly a surprise. The young man had already made it clear that the Crimson Tide holds a special place in his heart. His words, filled with enthusiasm, echo what many recruits feel when they first meet the program. "I love them," he said, with a sincerity that resonates with the passion of Alabama fans. He stressed the impact of the offer he received from the Tide, a moment that, for many young athletes, is more than an invitation, it's a recognition of their potential by a historic powerhouse. And, as Wilson made clear, the connection he built with the coaching staff, especially Freddie Roach and Kalen DeBoer himself, was key to putting Alabama right there on his list. What makes this news even more exciting is Wilson's profile as a player. He's not just a giant on the field, he's an athlete who knows how to use his size and strength intelligently. His ability to turn speed into power is something scouts love, and his explosiveness off the line is exactly the kind of skill that makes a difference in tight games. More than that, Wilson has a nose for chaos. He's the kind of defender who not only pressures the quarterback, but also chases the ball, ready to force a fumble or secure a game-winning sack. For a program like Alabama that thrives on dominating the trenches, Wilson seems tailor-made to wear the red and white. With Kalen DeBoer, Alabama has shown that it is ready to continue its tradition of excellence, even in times of transition. DeBoer, who took over the team after the legendary Nick Saban era, is proving to be more than capable of carrying on the Crimson Tide's legacy. His ability to build relationships with recruits like Wilson is a testament to his vision for the program. Freddie Roach, a mainstay on the coaching staff, also deserves credit for cultivating that connection with the young Mississippi native. It's the kind of behind-the-scenes work that doesn't always come along, and that's a good thing. For fans, Alabama's inclusion in Wilson's top 5 is more than a recruiting win. It's a sign that the program continues to attract the best talent in the country, even in a competitive landscape that includes programs like Auburn, Florida, Miami, and Ole Mississippi. The battle for Wilson's heart won't be easy, especially with Ole Miss playing its home game in Mississippi, but Alabama has something few can offer, an unparalleled history of success, a winning culture and a coaching staff that knows how to turn raw talent into NFL stars. As the 2026 recruiting cycle continues, Tide Nation's eyes will be on players like Nolan Wilson. And recruiting is looking very interesting at Bama. Nick Saban, a name that for decades was synonymous with excellence in college football, is now proving that his talent goes beyond the four lines of the field. After his retirement as Alabama coach, a legendary chapter in his career marked by 6 national titles and an undeniable influence on the sport, Saban has found a new stage to shine: television. And it's not just any shine. Last Tuesday, he received a Sports Emmy in the category of Outstanding Personality/Breakthrough On-Air Talent, an award that crowns his first steps in the world of sports entertainment. Saban's transition from the sidelines to the ESPN studios was followed with curiosity by many. After all, we are talking about a man whose presence was intimidating on the field and whose obsessive focus on detail and discipline made him a living legend. But, it seems, Saban has not only adapted to the new environment, but also brought with him the authenticity that has always marked his career. He quickly became an integral part of the iconic College Game Day show, where his sharp analysis and trademark candor won over colleagues and viewers alike. And, of course, there were some inevitable controversies, like the 3 official complaints to the FCC over profanity that slipped out during his appearances. But those moments only seemed to reinforce what everyone already knew: Nick Saban is human, but he will never stop being Nick Saban. The Sports Emmy Award is more than a trophy for Saban. It's validation that his voice still resonates powerfully in the sport he shaped for so many years. Beating out heavyweights like Ryan Fitzpatrick, Richard Sherman, Jason Kelsey, and Jay Wright in this category is an impressive feat, especially considering this is his first foray into the world of sports media. In an interview with the Tuscaloosa News ahead of the announcement, Saban reflected on this new phase of his life, noting the support he's received as he's transitioned to the television format. "It's been a new experience," he said. "There were a lot of people who helped contribute to the learning process. I certainly appreciate them, and I appreciate them." His humility, something that hasn't always been evident in his coaching approach, is an interesting facet of his personality that's now coming to the fore. But Saban isn't just sitting behind a commentary desk, he's still active in discussions about the future of college football. His privileged position as someone who has dominated the sport for nearly 2 decades gives him the authority to be outspoken in criticizing recent changes, especially when it comes to nil payments. Saban has been vocal about the challenges these new dynamics pose to the sport, arguing that they could compromise the fairness and integrity of competition. It's no surprise that his name has been floated as a possible choice to lead a position as college football commissioner, though no such position officially exists yet. He recently met with President Donald Trump to discuss these issues, and there are rumors that he'll be on a new White House-created commission on college sports. Despite this, Saban remains cautious, questioning whether such an initiative is really necessary. In the meantime, he'll return to College Game Day this fall, ready to continue offering his unique perspectives on the game he loves. The show, which also took home a Sports Emmy for Outstanding Studio Program weekly, seems like the perfect place for Saban to continue his second career. Not only does he fit in naturally with the team, but he also adds a layer of credibility and depth to the analysis. His direct and sometimes controversial style keeps fans engaged, while his vast experience provides insights few others could offer. For Alabama fans, watching Nick Saban thrive in a new role can be a mix of pride and nostalgia. He's no longer leading the Crimson Tide, but his influence continues to reverberate across the game. Now, with a Sports Emmy in hand, Saban proves his journey is far from over. He may no longer be on the field, barking instructions or demanding perfection from his players, but his passion for college football remains as intense as ever. And as long as he continues to use his platform to address the issues facing the game, his voice will continue to be heard, loud, clear, and unmistakable. At the end of the day, Nick Saban is not just a retired coach or a TV commentator. He is a central figure in the conversation about the future of the game, even if that future is shaped outside the confines of Bryant-Denny Stadium. And there are plenty of people who wish Coach Saban was still at Bama. Let's talk.